Hey guys, Corey Digman here from Digman Fitness. I have Lisa Digman, a physical therapist assistant out of Madison, to help me demonstrate today hip mobility, a simple hip mobility test that we can do, okay? So I'm going to get on the bench. She's going to walk us through it and show us some things, what we can point out in the test, and some simple stretches that we can do to help prevent and or treat those issues, okay?
All right, Corey, so I'm going to have you sit all the way on the very edge of this table, almost like you're falling off. I want you to lie down on your back, pull those knees both into your chest, hold behind both knees. Now what I want you to do is take your right hand and just hold behind the left knee. Let this knee drop down. So what we're watching for with this test is if you notice that someone's knee is elevated above parallel, they might have some tightness in that hip flexor. If their foot's way out here instead of more straight up and down, that could be tightness in their quad. And then in terms of knee position, if the knee kind of flares out to the side here, that could be some tightness in your IT band. So what Corey and I are going to do is just show you 3 simple stretches to address tightness in any of those 3 areas. So Corey, you can go ahead and stand up. Okay. So this first stretch is meant to stretch out your hip flexor. So depending on what side is tight, you're going to stretch that side. So you're just going to bring the right leg forward if it's tight in the left hip flexor. The first thing you want to do is think about tightening your stomach muscles and then squeezing the butt cheek on that same side so you kind of get this tilt. And what you'll do is you feel a stretch right here through the front of the hip. Maintaining that, you can go a little bit further if you don't feel a stretch all the way. The key though, again, is just having the abs tight and the butt squeezed.
Okay.
All right.
And then from there, like she mentioned, if my knee or leg would turn out, IT band issue or tightness, to address that, just a simple trigger tissue release with a foam roll. So easily, I'm taking the foam roll, propping it halfway up your thigh here, down to your elbow and hand, foam rolling that IT band area. Just going slow with it, really feeling like you're releasing that tension in there. You can modify it too. If it's too much pressure, you can modify putting that foot up here until you get used to it.
The other thing I would point out with that is try not to roll right over the side of your hip bone. That's usually pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, so.
Good. So Corey, why don't you hop up here and we'll show them the quad stretch as well that you can do for the tightness in the front of the thigh.
Okay. I got to flip over on this one.
So he's going to demonstrate the stretch on his left quad.
So a simple one like this, taking the strap around the foot, laying on your side, driving that foot up over behind you, overhead here, relaxing that leg and stretching it here. You can, depending on if you can reach your hands overhead far enough, you can get a little bit of hip flexor in there too. And then just kind of pull in and drive that heel to your butt and stretch that quad out. Okay?
Good.
So 3 simple stretches you guys can do to help prevent and or treat IT band issues, quad, and hip flexor.